Hello viewers, this is video number 4 in a series that I did about replica championship belts. And I saved the best for last. This is upside down. This is the NWA/WCW World Heavyweight Championship belt, commonly known as the Big Gold. This belt was purchased through the official WWE shop. This is a WWE shop version of the belt. I did a lot of research on this belt because there are official replicas of this belt not through the WWE. I believe that this design, this belt, has not been copywritten, so people are free to do variations of this design. There's a site called Fandu that does a very nice version of the belt. Again, this is commonly referred to on the internet as the Shop Rhine belt. So there are versions of this belt, but there are multiple people who have reviewed this belt and basically said that the WWE shop version is probably, for the price, the best version of the belt. So they happen to have had a sale right around the time that my belt lust was peaking. And I said, you know what? Again, we'll get into it in a second, but I wanted the championship belt. In my last video, I talked about having the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship belt, which I bought 20 years ago. And I mentioned that choosing to go with the mid-card championship as opposed to the world title is like choosing to be Robin over Batman. So to have a belt in your closet, and for it not to be the world championship, to not walk around and say I'm the world champion, I'm the B-tier champion. You know, I'm going to say that in the back of my mind for the last 20 years is like, well, if you're going to have a belt, you should be the world championship belt. So I treated myself. There was a sale at this thing. I mean, it was a pretty significant sale. It was like a 35% off sale. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, like, now's a decent time to do it because it's on sale, and who knows, the cost could go up. They just released a bunch of other belts. The WWF released a whole new line of championship belts. So they are out there and they're taking all the attention. So the WWE shop ran sales on some of these older belts. And like I said, this one, I was always a WWE kid growing up, in the 80s and the 90s. So, and this belt wasn't even around the 80s. I think this one showed up in the early 90s. But I do think that this is the most beautiful championship belt. I think this thing looks like a champion. This is a classy belt. It doesn't have a giant WWE logo on it, which drives me crazy. I hate the newer belts. The newest ones that just came out are a lot nicer, but the big WWE logo on like on a red and blue strap, I hate those belts. But this is a beautiful belt. Let me get closer. So you'll see that this is probably a 6mm belt. This belt is heavy. And you'll see this is a dual-plated two-tone belt. So you see that there's gold and there's silver. There is an all-gold version of this belt, and I prefer this version so much more. I love the silver accents in the background. I think it makes the gold pop more. And again, you'll notice that this does not have a WWE logo on it whatsoever, and I highly value that. So you'll see the side plate, and again, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, this belt only has one side plate on each side. This is a brown leather strap, and it is brown on both sides. And you'll also see that this is an official WWE belt. Right? So again, this is not a knockoff. I know belt collectors have a lot of feelings about the Pakistani belts and the knockoffs. This is an official championship belt. And I will show myself. This belt is also very forgiving from a waistline perspective. So, like I said, right now I'm a 36, but this belt could easily fit someone, I would say, probably 44 to 46 waistline. I've always wanted this belt, and I think that this is a beautiful championship belt. And the thing that precipitated buying this belt was, again, in my last video I discussed, I bought the WCW championship, the United States championship, in my early 20s after I'd lost a bunch of weight. It was a reward to myself for losing a bunch of weight. And then I gained a bunch of weight back over the last 20 years. And I didn't feel so good about myself for having that belt because it didn't fit around my waist anymore. And I lost the weight again, and I wanted to reward myself and recognize what I was doing. So I bought myself the belt again. So these belts for me mentally have a lot to do with physical appearance and weight loss. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing, and that's why I bought it. And, you know, again, if you're probably sitting home and be like, why the hell is this guy buying a belt? And Joey, do another camera video. I will, but I don't know why the hell I bought these things. I mean, there's a part of me, like the kid inside of me, like the same people that collect toys and, you know, like the toys that you couldn't have when you were a kid. This wasn't even an option when I was a kid to have a belt like this. And to be able to have them, and to be able to collect them, I just think is cool. Some of them aren't interesting to me. Like I said, that most recent, not the newest WWE belts, but the ones before that with just the logos, they're awful. But just even exploring all of the belts that are available and who makes them online, what's kind of cool is to see some of the old belts from the 80s and 90s, the old Japanese belts, the old NWA belts. People are making those belts online, and they're beautiful designs that kind of got lost to history. So those are things that I'm kind of interested in, just to kind of be like, there's a story behind these belts. People don't talk about them anymore. People don't even remember the companies that made these belts anymore, and they're really, really beautiful designs. I wouldn't be surprised if I picked up a couple of those belts, especially if I got a good price on them. But this, to me, is the quintessential. This is the embodiment of a champion and a championship belt. If you want to walk around with a championship belt, this is the one that I envision in my head as being like, man, this is this says you're the damn champion. And it's really kind of cool to be able to buy this thing. Buy it at a discount too. I mean, again, they're expensive, but I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this thing. I imagine that I will figure out a way to display it because I do think that it's really cool. But I also don't like when I have like my basement stink of like man cave vibes. Like the Dungeon of Belts. Yeah, let's go. Championships. I got to figure out what to do with them. But I do want to display it in some way that's somewhat classy. I don't know. Maybe those shelves over in the corner, if they fit, maybe I'll just have them go on the shelves. But yeah. This is, if you can get this on sale, and the WWE shop does have a tendency of running these on sale, because I guess they're not the desired ones or the ones that they're pushing right now, I would highly recommend it. Again, this is the World Championship. This is the brown belt version, the brown title, brown leather version. You'll see that there's no WWE logo, so this isn't the gold on gold. This is the gold on silver. It's the dual-plated one. I personally like this one because there is no wrestling company's logo on here. I really like that. I like when they're minimized and not, you know, the whole belt just says company name or company logo. Like the AEW belt is a beautiful belt, but like I hate that it says AEW right in the middle of it. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions about my experiences purchasing these belts from Pakistan, these belts on Amazon. Again, I can't imagine anybody's going to have a question about buying the belt from 20 years ago because that website's gone. This belt's not available anymore. But I will share, if I do get it re-leathered, the old belt, I will let you know how that goes and who I used. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for bearing with me for me to justify. I haven't made a video in a while, or I haven't made videos on this channel for a while. And thank you for giving me an excuse to make some videos and to talk about cool championship belts that you probably think I'm a super nerd for doing this. And I think that this video, and these series of videos are going to precipitate a video that I'll probably publish next week that discusses the thing that, the reason why I bought the belt and all that other stuff. I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that because it's been another reason why I haven't been making videos all the time. So we're going to get into that, probably. If you see this video, that video. If you see this in the video, then that's coming. So thank you for watching this video. If you have questions, again, about buying a belt, let me know, or, you know, there's plenty of people on the internet that probably have better opinions and advice than I do. So, but anyway, thank you for watching this one, and I will be back with another video next week. Take care.